This is Win News.
Tonight, Neville Costigan's moment of truth in Sunday's NRL Grand Final. Severe housing shortages continue to plague our mining communities. And Mackay set to shine in new tourism campaign. Good evening, I'm Samantha Heathwood. Mackay Rugby League star Neville Costigan faces the biggest game of his career when St George Illawarra meets the Sydney Roosters in Sunday's NRL Grand Final. The Nuggety prop is eager to wear his first premiership ring. The Isaac Regional Council says the lack of money being returned to its resource-rich region is having a major impact on communities. Central Queensland councils highlighted the challenges they face to industry representatives at a forum this week. Enhancing the region's perception was the main focus at Mackay Tourism's annual meeting. It comes on the back of the new Queensland tourism branding, which is aimed at lucrative international markets. Sucrogen and its workers' long-running bitter dispute over pay has finally been put to bed. Over the past 4 months, employees at 7 of the company's sugar mills have been striking for more pay. Despite farmers experiencing a record crop this year, the action delayed the Burdekin crushing season. Sucrogen offered a 3.7% pay rise over 3 years. After ongoing negotiations, workers have accepted a 4% pay rise over 2 years. But the union says it wanted 5 because the sugar industry is in buoyant times. After several months of sweet relief, interest rates are expected to rise on Tuesday, triggering fears of a looming mortgage crisis. But it's those living outside the capital cities who have the least to worry about. Economists say regional homeowners have the best rates of equity in Australia. The CQ Rescue Helicopter Service is encouraging the community to dig deep this year and keep them in the sky. It's part of their annual appeal to raise funds for the service, which is called out to emergencies more than once a day. Walked to work today to promote healthy living and lowering their carbon footprint. With heart disease and diabetes on the rise, there's never been more of an incentive to step into a healthier lifestyle. After the break, children encouraged to start saving early. Then a Latin-flavoured launch for Pink Ribbon Day. Welcome back, you're watching Win News. In an uncertain financial climate, parents are being encouraged to teach their children the value of money. A school holiday campaign has been launched to get kids into the habit of saving. Looking at fuel prices now, and at the pumps today, the cheapest place to find unleaded was at the Mobil on Sydney Street for $1.20.7. The United on Sydney Street is selling the cheapest diesel for $1.29.5. Latin Madness Dance Group has helped the Cancer Council Queensland launch Pink Ribbon Day. The event kicked off Breast Cancer Awareness Month, raising funds and awareness of the illness. Oh, I like that dancing. So what's next, Dan? Cowboys players deny involvement in the betting scandal.
Yes, Sam, police are already conducting interviews. That's next. And the roller maidens prepare to go into battle. Welcome back, you're watching Win Sport. New Cowboys recruit Dallas Johnson says he's keen to help lead the struggling club into the top 8 next season. The Atherton-born back rower today touching down in Townsville to resume life in the north. A group of women are attempting to rekindle a sport which was popular on television in the 70s. The Mackay Roller Maidens are chasing recruits to join them for the roller derby. Racing now, and here's Ian Joblin with all the winners.
Well, folks, good evening. Unfortunately, we're heading into another AFL-interrupted weekend of racing. You'll have to wait till Sunday to see the Manifold and the Toowoomba Stakes, but we have got the Metropolitan and the Epsom tomorrow to whet our appetites. It's going to be a great weekend of racing. Well, folks, if you're having a punt this weekend, best of luck. For Win News, Ian Joblin. Have a great weekend.
And Sam, that's the night in sport. Back to you.
Thanks, Dan. Stay with us. Burnsy's got all the weekend weather details after the break, and then the best spots to wet a line.
Good evening, weather watchers. Well, the large intensifying high pressure system over the horse latitudes in the Tasman Sea will dominate Queensland's weather. Guess what? Unfortunately, indefinitely. Now, the horse latitudes, they were names way back in the days of sailing ships. Now, the ships would become becalmed in the light wind regime of a high pressure system. In an effort to gain some momentum for the ship, guess what happened? They threw all the horses overboard, hence the so-called horse latitudes. And my commiserations to all those horses who have perished in the past. All part of meteorological history. Rainfall, well, there wasn't much till 9 this morning. The best report there was Finch Hatton, 1 millimetre, but that should change over the next couple of days. So temperatures today, Mackay Airport 22 to 26. If there's anyone in Finch Hatton who's quite reliable, got some reliable Met data, please send it in, minimum and maximum temperature, and we'll put it up on your television. Now, the state extremes today, 37 the warmest at Weipa and Burketown, the coolest 5 at Charleville. Currently in Mackay, nowhere near 5, quite comfortable, 22 degrees, humid, what's new, the southeasterly 25 kilometres an hour. Our first national satellite picture shows again the remnants of an upper level trough over New South Wales, lots of high level cloud accentuated there. Out in the northern Coral Sea, we've got quite a good cumulonimbus cluster, in other words, thunderstorms. Queensland at 3 o'clock this afternoon. Abundant low-level cloud locally. Look at the inland extent, is considerable. Up here, as we pan north, you can see the good storms over the northern Coral Sea. That's associated with the trough, which will drift west over the coming weekend and may accentuate the chance of showers along most of the coast. But look at how's that for a good super-duper thunderstorm cell. On to the chart we go. The dominant high here, 1,030, will intensify to 1,038. So it's quite an intense system. The strong wind warning will continue indefinitely. The showers will move in. They'll be squally as they move in at about 50 or 60 kilometres an hour. But at this stage, it should remain fine over the inland. Let's have a look at the forecast for the Central Coast and the Whitsundays. Isolated showers, coast and ranges, may be scattered overnight at times during the weekend. Moderate to fresh and gusty southeast winds, similar for Sunday. Central Highlands, fine, moderate to fresh southeast to northeast winds. Clermont max temp tomorrow, 28. Now, coastal waters forecast, or correction, maritime observations. Look at that, the maximum wind gust at Middle Percy during the day, 36 knots. Coastal waters, a strong wind warning is current. Stick to the estuaries. Southeast 20 to 30 knots indefinitely. Top of the tide for Mackay Harbour, 6:27 tomorrow evening. Sun up for the city tomorrow morning should be at 6 to 6. A correction, 16 to 6, okay? And finally, the summary. The trade winds continuing, squally showers coast to ranges. Enjoy your weekend. Now it's back to Sam.
Thanks, Pete. Now to our weekly fishing report, and here's Clinton Hassan with Where They're Biting.
Good evening, folks. Looks like a sunny weekend coming up, but unfortunately, with some strong southeasterly winds, be best fishing along the harbour walls, local beaches and creeks. Until next Friday, have a safe weekend, and just remember, every day is a great day for fishing.
I'm not sure how much fishing is actually going to get done this weekend with all the football.
I know.
I think I know where you'll be. That's it from us for the week. Join us on Monday for the best hour of news from 6 p.m. Have a great weekend. Good night.
Good night.
This has been a Win News presentation from Win Television, Australia's largest commercial television network.